and I'll be your lecturer for today. So, have you ever felt dizzy or tired after you skip a meal or after you have pulled out an all-nighter for your fitness exam? Well, that's because your body lacks a key component to function properly, which is energy. But does anyone know what's the main source of energy in our body? You're right, it is glucose. So our body breaks down the food that we eat into glucose and stores it when we don't need it. But how does our body store glucose? So this is where our friend glycogen comes in, which is the main topic for today's lecture. Glycogen is a complex carbohydrate. It is a storage polysaccharide. So in us humans, it is usually found in the liver and the muscles because glycogen serves as the primary form of glucose storage in animals. And also, in your previous topics, you have learned what a polysaccharide is. A polysaccharide is a carbohydrate composed of multiple monosaccharides. Therefore, glycogen is a polysaccharide composed of multiple molecules of glucose bonded together to form a complex structure of glycogen. Simply put it this way. Think of glycogen as your savings in the bank, and your bank would be the liver and the muscles. And the money that you will spend for your daily needs would be glucose. So if you're a human being, you need some money to spend for your daily needs. And if that money for your daily needs, which is glucose, runs out, you will eventually go to the bank to withdraw some money. The bank would be the liver and the muscles. You have run out of energy to use, which is glucose. So you will go to the liver and the muscles in order to get some energy, which is glycogen, your savings in the bank. Before we proceed, I'd like to ask some questions. Again, what is the main source of energy in our body? Alright, that is glucose. And is glycogen a monosaccharide or polysaccharide? It is a polysaccharide. To continue with, I'd like you all to imagine. Imagine a tree with many branches, and each branch has a smaller branch. So glucose and that composes the glycogen is very similar in that way. Glycogen is like a tree with many branches. So I'd like you to identify what kind of monosaccharide is this. So this is glucose. And this whole structure right here is the structure of glycogen. Glycogen is a highly branched polysaccharide in which the main chain, which is this, is bonded by a alpha 1,4 glycosidic bond. Alpha because the oxygen is pointing downwards, and 1,4 because it is bonded in carbon 1 and carbon 4. Same goes in this bonding. And also, the polymer has a branch chain which is bonded by a alpha 1,6 glycosidic bond. Same with the alpha 1,4 glycosidic bond. So that is the structure of glycogen. You all might be wondering how come all of these glucose molecules have been put together in order to form glycogen. To put it simply, it is formed in a process called glycogenesis. From the word itself, genesis, in order to do something. So glycogenesis is complex in itself, but to put it simply, it is catalyzed by an enzyme called glycogen synthase in order for glucose molecules to bond together and build glycogen. So if that's how it is built, how is glycogen broken down in order to form glucose? So glycogen is broken down in order to form glucose in a process called glycogenolysis. Glycogenolysis is also a complex process, but same as glycogenesis, it is catalyzed by an enzyme called glucose phosphatase in order to break down glycogen to form glucose. Why is our glycogen highly branched? Why is it structured this way? there are three key reasons why glycogen is highly branched. First, in order for it to be more compact, so that it can store more glucose. Secondly, to increase its solubility in water. And lastly, for this structure to be broken down immediately to form more glucose, so that our body can immediately use glucose. That's it. So I'd like to ask you some questions. What is the main monosaccharide found in glycogen? That is glucose. Another one. What is the present bonds found in our structure of glycogen? That's right. It is alpha 1,4 and alpha 1,6. And lastly, why is glycogen structured this way? It's because for increased solubility in water, for more storage of glucose, and also so that it can be broken down faster. Okay, let's continue. So, for the storage and function of glycogen, when our body breaks down food through digestion and converts it into glucose, it is stored in our body, which primarily in the liver and muscle, as what I have stated earlier. So, the glycogen here in the liver can be broken down and released by the liver into the bloodstream so that it can be used as a supply to other organs and tissues. And also, it can serve as to maintain blood glucose, while the glycogen in the muscle will be broken down for it to function and serve as energy for our activity and movement in our daily lives.
Let's say you're about to eat. So after you eat your meal, your body processes the food into glucose. Some of this glucose is immediately sent into the bloodstream to provide energy to cells throughout your body. The liver then takes any excess glucose and converts it back into glycogen and stores it away for later use. In between meals, when your body needs energy, the liver breaks down its stored glycogen back into glucose and releases it into your bloodstream to keep your energy levels steady. A similar process happens in your muscles. After a meal, their glycogen tank fills up, and if you move around or exercise in between meals, your muscle cells directly use their stored glycogen as energy to function properly. Before we end, I would like you all to challenge and answer these following questions to check for your understanding of our lesson. In addition, I would like to leave you all with an assignment to create an infographics that explains all about glycogen. Okay everyone, that's it for today. And if you have any questions, clarifications, feel free to message me on MS Teams.